Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us study regarding eukaryotic cell. Yes, this is one of the eukaryotic cell. So by seeing the structure itself, we can somewhat understand this cell is complex compared to the prokaryotic cell, because we have already studied regarding the prokaryotic cell in our last few videos. So there we understood that prokaryotes does not consist of any cell organelles. That means membrane bound cell organelles were completely absent there. And we didn't find nucleus in the prokaryotic cell, but here everything is present, so that it is looking complex compared to the prokaryotic cell. So let us discuss on the prokaryotic cell. So this kind of cell present in some of the organisms. So except the kingdom Monera, all other organisms belonging to the higher kingdom consist of eukaryotic cell. So let us have a look into that now. So eukaryotes include all the protist, plants, animals and fungi. So children, we have already studied regarding the kingdom system of classification. So except the kingdom Monera, all other higher kingdom consist of eukaryotes, because the animal's body made out of eukaryotic cell. Because of this, we are calling the animals as eukaryotes. So eukaryotes include all the protist, plants, animals and fungi. Clear? So eukaryotic cell complex in its structure compared to the prokaryotic cell, because the prokaryotic cell we have already discussed in our last few videos, and there we understood that there is no nucleus, there is no cell organelle. So if you look into the eukaryotic cell in that aspect, it is little complex in structure. Then one of the thing we can notice here is membrane bound cell organelles. So eukaryotic cell consists of membrane bound cell organelles. So in the cytoplasm, number of cell organelles will be present. They consist of their own membrane. So best example is mitochondria is one of the cell organelle, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, chloroplast in the plant cell. So these are the example of few cell organelles. So all the cell organelles, they consist of their own membrane. Understood? So that in the cytoplasm, membrane bound cell organelles will be present. This is one of the characteristic feature of eukaryotic cell. And one more this thing is, eukaryotic cell possesses an organized nucleus with nuclear membrane. Understood? So very organized nucleus is present. It consists of its own membrane known as nuclear membrane. So within that, that means what we are calling the nucleus, within that genetic material is organized into chromosomes. So these are the few structures what we can find in the eukaryotic cell. They were completely absent in prokaryotic cell. Understood? So nucleus was absent in the prokaryotic cell, membrane bound cell organelles were completely absent there. But here we can see some of the structures like membrane bound cell organelles, nucleus and genetic material is organized particularly in order to form a chromosome structure. So these are the few complex things we are going to study here. So all eukaryotic cells are not identical. So this you have to understand. So I am telling eukaryotic cell present in the eukaryotes, but not all eukaryotic cell is similar in structure, similar in appearance. So just you take the example of plant cell and animal cell. Even though they are a eukaryotic cell, there is a differences are there. Some of the cell organelles what we can find in the plant cell are not present in the animal cell. So some differences are also there between the different group of eukaryotes, but altogether we are considered those type of cell as a eukaryotic cell. But all eukaryotic cells are not identical in their structure, in their appearance. So we will come to know the differences between plant cell and animal cell little later. So first let us continue our discussion on uh, plasma membrane, because in the animal cell, as well as in the plant cell, plasma membrane is present very commonly. But one of the difference is plasma membrane is the outermost membrane in animal cell, but this membrane is present very next to the cell wall in the plant cell. So this is what the major difference we have between plant cell and animal cell. So plasma membrane is the outermost membrane in the animal cell, but in the plant cell, plasma membrane present just below the cell wall. Then what is the function of this membrane? What is actually helps in the formation of this plasma membrane? So plasma membrane is also called as cell membrane. So this membrane possesses lipid, protein and carbohydrate. So these are the three macromolecules. They are actually forming the structure of cell membrane. So you can observe the diagram here, and in that diagram you can find all the three components what I told you now. That means lipid is present, protein is present and carbohydrate is also present. And you have to concentrate on the position of all these macromolecules. So just you observe the diagram. So you will come to know which one is protein, which one is lipid and which one is carbohydrate. So it is very helpful for us to understand their arrangement in the plasma membrane. So the ratio of protein and lipid varies considerably in different cell types. Clear? That means the percentage of protein and percentage of lipid is not equal in the cell membrane. So its concentration, its ratio considerably different in different types of cell. So the best example we can take here is the membrane of erythrocyte. So erythrocyte is nothing but RBC cell. So if we take the human RBC cell plasma membrane, so there we can find 52% of protein and 40% of lipid. So comparatively the ratio of protein is more compared to lipids. So in some of the cells, lipid ratio will be more compared to the protein. So that we can we can understand here that the protein and lipid ratio varies considerably in different cell types. Clear? So based on what type of function the cell is performing, the ratio of protein and lipid considerably get varies. So lipid present in bilayer. You can understand that by seeing the diagram. So the lipid is actually bilayered structure here. It is present in two layer. You can clearly observe that the pink color circular balls what we are seeing, that is a one part of lipid. Clear? So one layer of lipid present towards the upper region and the another layer of lipid present towards the lower region of the plasma membrane. Clear? So each lipid layer consists of two parts. So the structure of plasma membrane explained by one of the model called as fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. So this model was introduced by scientists known as Singer and Nicholson. So these two scientists introduced one of the model in order to explain the proper structure of plasma membrane. So this concept was accepted because it explained the proper structure of plasma membrane. Understood? So according to the fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane, the plasma membrane consists of three different components. So one is lipid, another one is protein and carbohydrate. So there are three macromolecules are actually forming the structure of plasma membrane. Clear? So in the name itself somewhat you can understand the nature of plasma membrane. So it is a fluid and its appearance is mosaic appearance. Clear? So what is that exactly? That is now we are going to understand here. So just you observe the diagram what I displayed on the screen. So this is the plasma membrane structure. So I have taken the example of animal cell in order to explain the plasma membrane. So in the animal cell we know plasma membrane is the outermost membrane. Clear? So on the outside of membrane you have plasma membrane, right? So on the outside of plasma membrane intercellular space is present. That means where one cell is get connected with the another cell. Understood? And towards the inner region of the plasma membrane cytoplasm is present. Clear? So that you have to make clear now. So outside the plasma membrane intercellular space is present and towards the inner region of the plasma membrane cytoplasm is present. Understood? So a single plasma membrane consists of bilayered lipid. Lipid is present always in two layers. Clear, right? So each of the layer, lipid layer consists of two parts. One part is polar head. So what are the bead-like structure we are observing in the diagram? So those bead-like structure are nothing but head region of lipid layer. Understood? So head is polar in nature. That means it loves water. So in order to perform the proper function, the head is always facing towards the outer region. You can see in both the lipid layer, head is facing towards outside. That means where the aqueous media is present, towards that region, head is facing. Understood? And just below the region of head, tail is present. Tail is the another part of lipid layer. Clear? So in both the lipid layer we can observe the presence of tail. Tail is facing towards which side? Inside. That means towards the inner part, the tail is facing in the plasma membrane. So why it is there towards the inner region? What is the reason for this? So tail is hydrophobic in nature. That means it aids water. Understood? So because it aids water, it is facing towards the inner region. So in order to protect its structure from the water, it is facing towards the inner side. Understood, right? So I'll repeat once again. So the lipid is present in two layers in the plasma membrane. Clear? And each layer of lipid consists of two parts. One is head, and head is always polar in nature, so that it is facing towards outside, and tail is hydrophobic in nature. It aids water, so that it is facing inside. Understood, right? Yes. So let us now understand why the tail is hydrophobic in nature, why it hates water. So non-polar tail made out of saturated hydrocarbons. So in order to protect the saturated hydrocarbons, it is facing towards the inner region. That means it need protection from the aqueous environment, because the saturated hydrocarbons actually hates water. That is the nature of saturated hydrocarbon. So in order to protect it, it is always facing away from the aqueous environment. Understood, right? So that the tail region always facing towards the inner region, because it is made out of saturated hydrocarbons. Then apart from the lipid, the plasma membrane consists of proteins. So we can find in the diagram there are two types of proteins are present. So one is integral protein and another one is peripheral proteins. So you have to remember all these terminologies, right? So proteins are of two types, integral protein and peripheral protein. What do you mean by integral proteins? So integral proteins are completely embedded in the plasma membrane. If you observe in the diagram, integral proteins are completely embedded. They are completely present within the within the two lipid layer. Understood? So when the protein is present completely within the two lipid layers, such a proteins are called as integral proteins. Clear? And some proteins are just present on the surface of lipid layer. Clear? So such a proteins are called as peripheral proteins. They are present just on the surface of the membrane, lipid membrane. Clear? So there are two types of proteins are present. Integral proteins, they are completely embedded within the lipid layer, and peripheral proteins, they just float on the surface of lipid layer. So because they are present on the peripheral region, they are known as peripheral proteins. Clear? And the one more component can be seen in the plasma membrane is carbohydrate. So carbohydrate is actually present in the form of chain. So some of the carbohydrates attached with the lipid layer and some they attach with protein. So there are two types of carbohydrates can be seen in the plasma membrane. Which of the carbohydrate attached with the lipid layer, they are named as glycolipids, and which carbohydrate attached with the protein molecule, they are named as glycoproteins. So there are two types of carbohydrate can be seen here. Some are glycolipids and some are glycoproteins. Clear, right? Yes. So there are three macromolecules we have studied in the plasma membrane. One is lipid. Lipid is present in how many layer? Bilayer. And another macromolecule is protein. Protein is of two type, integral protein and peripheral protein. And the third macromolecule is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is either attached with the protein or attached with the lipid layer. So these three macromolecules are arranged in such a way that it is giving mosaic pattern to the plasma membrane. So if you observe the plasma membrane under the electron microscope, it appears in mosaic pattern. So mosaic is nothing but the tail, the old pattern of tails, what we used to lie on the floor in such a pattern, in the patchy structure, it appears under the electron microscope. So because of its appearance, patchy appearance under the electron microscope, the structure actually called as mosaic structure. Understood? And why the plasma membrane is known as fluid? So fluid is nothing but a flexible nature. So plasma membrane is not a rigid structure like cell wall. Cell wall is actually very rigid and very tough. But plasma membrane is fluid, and this fluid nature help the membrane in order to uh, causes easy movement of molecule in and out of the cell. What is actually giving fluid nature to the plasma membrane? Why it is fluid in nature? Why it is flexible? So one of the component present in the lipid actually giving fluid nature to the membrane. So that component is nothing but phospholipid. So phospholipid is a kind of lipid present in the lipid layer. So because of this, it provide fluidity to the plasma membrane. Fluid is nothing but not fully liquid. It is showing quasi-fluid nature. That means half fluid nature. It is a little flexible in nature. So this flexible nature of the lipid is very useful to the membrane. Clear? So it enable the lateral movement of proteins within overall bilayer. So we have seen that there are two types of proteins are present. Integral protein, they are completely embedded within the lipid layer, and some are peripheral lipid proteins. They just present on the surface of lipid layer. Clear? So these two types of protein can easily move within the lipid layer because of the quasi-fluid nature of lipid. Lipid is quasi-fluid in nature. So because of this nature, it allow the easy movement of protein. So protein can easily move in any direction within the overall bilayer. Understood? So it absorb the molecule from outside, that means protein absorb the molecule from outside, and it easily allow the molecule towards the cytoplasmic region. Understood? Yes. So this is actually named as a fluid nature of the plasma membrane. Why it is fluid? The lipid made out of phospholipids. So phospholipid actually providing fluidity to the plasma membrane. So this fluidity actually help the easy movement of protein within the overall bilayer. Understood? Yes, some of the advantages what the cell got because of this fluid nature is uh, it helps in the cell growth. So cell growth is takes place because of this fluid nature. That means enlargement of cell is takes place because of the fluid nature. If it is rigid, there is no proper enlargement, right? So because the cell membrane is fluid, it helps in the easy growth of cell. Then the one more function is secretion. So secretion of the things required for the metabolic activity of cell takes place because of the fluid nature of the cell membrane. Then cell division. Division of cell is also takes place because of this fluid nature. So these are the few advantages cell got because of the fluid nature of cell membrane. Understood? Yes. So I'll stop till here. So yes, children, in today's class we discussed regarding the structure of plasma membrane, and we understood why the plasma membrane is named as fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. Understood? Yes. And one more thing, children, you have to practice the diagram of plasma membrane, because this question has been asked in the examination many times, so that you have to practice the diagram of plasma membrane. Yes, thank you.